Hello, dear students. Hope you all are safe and secure at your homes. Let's start with the next chapter, hard and soft acids and bases. In short, it is called HSAB. Now, there are different definitions of acids and bases. The earlier definitions, they were based on the properties. Like acids, they are substances which have properties like sour taste, they turn blue litmus red, and they dissolve substances which are otherwise insoluble in water, and they react with certain metals to give hydrogen gas. On the other hand, bases which have properties like bitter taste, turn red litmus blue, and neutralize acids. After that comes the concept given by Arrhenius. According to Arrhenius, a substance which gives H positive ions in aqueous solution, that is when dissolved in water, are called acids, and which gives hydroxide ions are called bases. Bronsted-Lowry said, acid is a substance which can donate a proton and base which can accept a proton. Then comes the Lewis concept. Lewis concept, the acid, they are the electron pair acceptors. They accept a pair of electrons, and bases are the electron pair donors. Obviously, for a Lewis base, there must be some unshared pair of electrons. Only then it can donate. So substances which have unshared pair of electrons, they act as Lewis bases, and which have empty orbitals in which they can accept the electron pair are called the Lewis acid. So what is the most commonly used or most widely accepted concept? That is the Lewis concept. It is the most widely applicable, and because of its simplicity also. Because donation of pair of electrons from Lewis base to Lewis acid, they form the coordinate bond. So if A is an acid, B it has unshared pair of electrons, it donates to that of the acid. So here there is a formation of a coordinate bond between A and B. Now in case of coordination chemistry of metal complexes, you know that ligands, they are Lewis bases, and metal ions, they are Lewis acids. Now come to the concept of hard and soft acids and bases. The relative reactivities of a large number of ligands with different ions. It was studied by coordination chemists. So they conclude from their studies that there are certain ligands which form more stable complexes with heavier ions, such as silver ion, mercurous, Hg2 positive ion, palladium ion, platinum ion. In all these there are nearly full d orbital electrons. And on the other hand, there are ligands which prefer to form complexes with ions such as beryllium ion, aluminium ion, titanium ions, and you know that there are no d electrons. So based on this preferential bonding, acids and bases, they are classified into two categories. First category, we call them class A metal ions. So class A metal ions, there comes under all the alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, lighter transition metals in their higher oxidation state. For example, titanium 4 positive, chromium 3 positive, iron 3 positive, cobalt 3 positive, and of course H positive also. And class B metal ions, they are the heavier transition metal ions of second and third transition series, such as Hg2 positive, platinum, cadmium, and those in their lower oxidation states, such as copper ion, silver ion, and the mercurous ions. Similarly, like metals, ligands can also be classified as class A ligands and class B ligands. Class ligands, A ligands, those molecules or ions which have donor atoms like nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, etc. Now examples are ammonia, because there is nitrogen, water, amine, hydroxide ion, fluoride ion. So class A ligands, they preferentially combine with the class A metals. Class B ligands, they include those molecular ions which have donor atoms like phosphorus, arsenic, sulfur, selenium, iodine, etc. Example is R3P, S2O3 2 negative, thiocyanate, R3 arsenic. So class B ligands, now they will preferably combine with class B metals. Now this definition, it was further suggested by Pearson in 1963. He said, why not call the class A as hard and class B as soft? So that means class A metal ions, they will call the hard acids. Class B metal ions, they are called the soft acids. Class A ligands are termed as hard bases, and class B ligands are termed as soft bases. So classification of the metal ions, that is the acids, according to Pearson, he said hard acids and soft acids. So here come the same thing we have already discussed. They're class A metal ions that we have just discussed in the class A metal ions, that alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, lighter transition metal ions in their higher oxidation states. So these class A metal ions, it means the hard acids. And class B metal ions, now they will compose heavy transition metal ions. They will compose the class B, that is a soft acids. Similarly, we can classify the ligands, bases, on the basis of their preference to form stable complexes with hard and soft acids. So as we have discussed before, here we will say class A ligands, they are the hard bases. Class B ligands, they are the soft bases. And obviously it will remain the same. We have already studied here. Class A ligands, which contain donor atoms, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, B, they contain the donor atoms like phosphorus, arsenic, sulfur, selenium, iodine, etc. So they will form the hard bases and the soft bases. So soft acids, they prefer bonding with soft bases. Hard acids, they prefer bonding with hard acids. If we now do the classification, so classification of Lewis acids as hard and soft acids. Here I have made 3 columns: hard acids, soft acids, and there is one more, borderline acids. Okay, if we just study this table, here we have hard acids, H positive, lithium ion, sodium ion, potassium ion, means these are the alkali metal ions, alkaline earth metal ions. Then you have this beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium. Then there is aluminium ion, gallium, scandium, indium, chromium, silicon. So if we observe these hard acids, what you will find, what are the common characteristics? You found that they are cations with small size. So hard acids are cations with small size. They have cations of higher oxidation state, because in some cases we have 4 positive oxidation state. Then they do not have large number of valence electrons. If they do not have large number of valence electrons, it means that their outer electrons cannot be easily removed or distorted. So it means these ions cannot be easily polarized. So similarly, if we have a look at the soft acids, in soft acids they are of large size. Copper ion, silver ion. So these are of large size, and oxidation state is very small. It is 0 also in some cases, right? And next important thing is they have large number of valence electrons. So their outer electrons can be easily removed. It means that these ions can be easily polarized. So hence, in a nutshell, hard acids, they bind strongly to a proton. Hard acids are small in size, they have high positive charge, have no electrons that can be removed. And on the other hand, soft acids, they bind strongly to highly polarizable or unsaturated bases. Soft acids are large in size, they have small positive charge or even 0, and they have several valence electrons that can be easily removed. So I hope the difference between the hard acids and soft bases is clear to you. Next, I told you there is a note that there are the borderline acids. Now, borderline acids are those when there is no sharp line of demarcation between soft acids and hard acids. So that means these borderline acids in which there is Fe2 positive, cobalt 2 positive, like rhodium 2, lead 2. So the borderline, they also exist. They are neither too hard nor too soft, and they have the values which are intermediate between these hard acids and the soft acids. Okay, so next we come to ligands. In the similar way, there are classified as hard bases, soft bases, and borderline bases. From the table, we can have the common characterization of these. If we observe here, in hard bases, there are ammonia, water, hydroxide ions. So you know the donor atoms are nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur. In soft bases, it is the phosphorus, arsenic. Okay, so characteristics are in hard bases. You can see that the donor atoms, they are of high electronegativity, like fluoride ion, you know, high electronegativity, oxygen, nitrogen. But the soft bases, they have donor atoms of low electronegativity. Next is donor atoms cannot be polarized easily. But in case of the soft acids, these donor atoms like phosphorus, arsenic, they can be easily polarized. Also, they cannot be easily oxidized, but the soft bases can be easily oxidized. In case of hard bases, they have full low energy orbitals, but in soft bases, they have empty low energy orbitals. Okay, so hence if we have to put it in a nutshell, hard acids, I told you, strongly bind to a proton. They are not easily polarizable, not easily oxidizable, but soft acids are easily polarizable, easily oxidizable, low electronegativity. Hard acids, high electronegativity. Now, like acids, there are the borderline bases, and these borderline bases, they have the characteristics and values which are intermediate between these hard bases and soft bases. Next part we will do in the another lecture. Thank you.